There's no doubt that the students at Glenbard West stay active with the variety of activities they can get involved with, from acting to sports to music. With so many students involved with extracurricular activities, the school must do specific and systematic budgeting in order to provide for each student's passion. When looking at the school's breakdown in budgeting, it is split up into 4 categories: instructional, general administration, support services, and other expenses. The money focusing on aid for Glenbard activities comes from mostly the support and other expenses portion of the budget.
Okay, there is an actual instructional maintenance account that we have in each of the buildings, and out of that account we take things like musical instruments, musical instrument repairs, repairs to equipment over at Beaster Gym, repairs to the sound system in the auditorium, repairs to bulletin boards, like that type of thing that's used for instruction.
The school provides maintenance budget for repairing stuff as well as supply, obviously all the stuff that we get. Largest expense, it really would probably be a 3-headed monster between repairs, which between the orchestra and the band is quite significant, maybe 5 figures a year. Especially this year, I decided to repair a lot of instruments that I hadn't repaired for a long period of time, so everything's kind of up to date. So that's a huge expense. Music's a big expense. That's about $5,000 or $6,000 a year, and then just equipment. Between orchestra and band, we have a few things, and things break. So over time, we need to replace those things.
Ms. Oberg and her team help provide costs for instrument fees that can get up to $1,000 a year. However, music isn't the only expense the school is responsible for covering. Every year, a large expense is expended for fixing and repairing necessary equipment for contact sports like football and boys lacrosse.
Equipment. I mean, a helmet is $280, and a pair of shoulder pads will be between $200 and $400, and you have to have at least 240 of those.
According to Glenbard West athletic budgeting documents, the school splits its athletic budget for each team into 2 accounts, an activity account and a district account.
Our sports have 2 different types of budgets or accounts. A district account for each sport, which will be with things that they can purchase for their programs that will stay with Glenbard West. And then they have an activity account where if they do fundraising or things that they don't necessarily have to spend each year, but it's an account where if they are going to get expenses for their team, let's say a team meal or those type of things, that they have that budget. So the budget is kind of worked through at the district level with all of the assistant principals for athletics, with the district office to try to figure out which sports have a lot of supplies. There's a lot more supplies for some sports than others. There's a lot more participation in some sports than others. So, those are kind of looked at and reviewed.
If sports want to raise more money to put into their activity account, they can participate in fundraisers. For example, football sells coupons to local restaurants and does a golf outing. This provides for 90% of the team's finances. Girls field hockey sells coupons for Baroni's Pizza Place, and the Glenbard West dance team does fundraising at Chipotle. When comparing Glenbard West's revenue amounts compared to the average revenue amounts for Illinois high schools, Glenbard West gets a whopping 89.7% of its revenue from local funding, while other Illinois high schools, on average, get only 68% revenue from local funding. Part of that 89.7% comes from the dedicated Boosters team.
The boosters help us out tremendously. I mean, really, the Glenbard West boosters are the most active booster group of any of the Glenbards. They raise a lot of money, and they earmark that money, which is also unusual for boosters, because usually boosters only raises money for sports. Our booster organization raises money for sports, academics, and clubs, and they really want us to try to equally spend the money. So a couple of things happens. One of them is club sponsors, teachers, and coaches will fill out, there's a booster request form that comes out right around January, and they'll fill out their wish list of things that they would like and what the estimated cost is. So Boosters does a lot of little projects like that, but then they also do a big project each year. Last year, their big project was to help with the new sound system in the auditorium. So obviously that helps me a lot because I'm given a limited maintenance budget. And so anything that the Boosters will offer to help with, that's less money that I have to take out of my own building budget.
They are able to help out not only all of our sports, but they help out our clubs and academics too. So, for example, last year they donated over $120,000 to be used for academics, athletics, and clubs and activities.
Other activities use different types of parent organization to supply for their club or team. For example, the Glenbard West Forensics team uses their own parent team.
This is a pretty different club than most clubs because we require a lot of funding. We need money to purchase rights to scripts and money to go to tournaments and to host tournaments and like other maintenance fees and stuff. And so in addition to receiving funding from the school, we also have an organization called Friends for Forensics Foundation. And the Friends for Forensics Foundation, or FFFFF, they pay for a lot of of our tournament fees and overall maintenance to get us, supplies and stuff by doing their own fundraising.
Boosters primarily fund special projects similar to they would in any other academic class. So if the math department needed calculators, they would go to Boosters to help kind of pay for that. For us, primarily it's an instrument subsidy that we use them for in addition to what the school can provide.
So what does AMP then cover? If the booster does instruments, what does AMP cover?
AMP covers awards for students that we have a big award program in the spring. Also lots of scholarship support, senior scholarships, private lesson scholarships throughout the year, and then scholarships also for the drum majors to go off to drum major camp.
There are many types of teams at Glenbard West who work hard at long practices, rehearsals, and events all year round. But just as important are the communities that back the support of these activities financially. The success and talent of Glenbard West students wouldn't be possible without them.